Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, I know. I just wanted to fill you in on some things, give you an update on payment number 9 on the 2023 Chevrolet Bolt. Okay, and this is that ongoing series of can I pay for my Bolt in a year? Okay, today let's just stop that. At payment number 9, there's no way. I'm not going to have it paid for in a year, and I've already accepted that. It looks like it's going to be about, excuse me, about a year and a half. Okay. So let me fill you.
Could you try again?
Whoa, my Apple Watch is asking me questions. So let me fill you in on where we're at. As you can tell, or should be able to tell, today is January 3rd, and we are still in Illinois. We are not down in South Florida. We plan on spending January, February, and March off and on, back and forth. But last month when I told you we had taken a 30-day vacation, we were in South Florida for a month, and I did not do any extra Uber driving. Okay, so I made a base car payment. Okay, that occurred again this month. Okay, what happened for December was when we came back from South Florida, I felt like a sinus infection or something for a couple of weeks. I just kind of was like lethargic. I didn't have a major sinus infection. It wasn't enough to go to the doctor, but I tried the little thing where you clean your nose out, like a Navage type of a thing, just the Walmart version. I tried everything just to kind of clear my nose, but it was the 10 to 14 days. That's what a cold takes. That's what sinus infections usually. It had to work its course. So for about the first 2 weeks of December, I really was out of the mood. I just didn't feel good. So I didn't do any Uber driving. Then, as I was getting ready to start, I realized, December 21st is the first day of winter. December 20th, 21st. I think it's 21st. It always used to be when I was growing up. It was December 21st through March 21st. Those 3 months were winter. So I realized that's also the shortest daylight of the year. And as many of you know or don't know, I'm an early morning person. I like to get up at 5, 6 a.m. And that's when I like to do my Uber driving. So it's still not. It's dark at 7:25 in the morning still. And in Illinois, it's gray, it's gloomy, it's cold, it's blah. And so I'm up having coffee thinking, well, it's pitch dark. And I don't like to Uber drive. As you get older, your eyes aren't the best. I don't like driving early in the morning in the dark. So I kind of pushed it off. It was Christmas time. We were doing some stuff with the grandkids. We've been babysitting a lot, doing a lot of stuff. And the next thing you know, I'm like, well, I don't want to Uber in the afternoons. We've got some kids, or I'm working on my children's cars. So I didn't get a lot done. And as a matter of fact, by the next thing you know, it was Christmas week. We had a lot going on. One of my daughters spent Christmas in Florida, and it gave me an opportunity to needed some rear brakes on her car, and I had a chance to have two cars of their two cars at my own leisure to work on oil changes, get things going. So I'm just making excuses because I did not Uber. And that's basically what happened. The next thing I knew, it was the end of the year, and I made a payment yesterday, January 2nd, 2024, on the Bolt. So I didn't mean to kind of beat around the bush and make excuses, but basically that's all it is. I have not worked again. So I made a base car payment once again. Okay. Now the interest on that from payment number 9 was $64.64. I don't understand it because last year interest was $62 and last month was $62.10. So the interest is different every month. And I'm not a banker. I'm not smart on the compound interest. I don't know how that works on a car payment. I thought the payment interest would have been in the beginning, and every month it would have been less and less and less and less and less. That was my opinion. But it's went everywhere. You know, I've had a couple of them that were like $95 a month. I've had one that was 85, you know, 62. Now this month it was 64. So anyway, that brings my balance down to 14,447.14. 1444714. Okay? Now that's after 9 payments. So, excuse me. Basically, and I'll just touch on it. I am getting a tax credit when I file my taxes, and whatever that may be, up to $7,500. A lot of times, I don't make enough money to have a tax liability of $7,500 per year. I don't know what it's going to be. Could be $6,000. Could be $60,000. We'll find that out when I do my taxes, and then all of that money that comes back will be applied to the car. So, and we are going to Florida next week. We'll be down in South Florida, and as many of you know, to Uber down there, I have to start over from scratch, fill out an application, get a car inspection, go through a background check, criminal history, blah, 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 to get certified. Okay, I've done all that. There's no need for that, and that kind of, I'm a stickler with that kind of stuff. It frustrates me. I shouldn't have to do that. Okay? Let me change gears real quick and let you know that currently, to date, after 9 payments, I have paid, and this hurts because I hate paying interest on anything. That's why I don't have any credit card bills. We don't ever pay. I don't want any interest. But I've paid to date $778.25 interest. And that's what frustrates me, because that's almost $800 that could have went to my family, could have went for something constructive. That's why interest is a waste, and I hate to pay interest. And that's why I want to get this car paid off as soon as possible. But I tell you this, January, February, and March, again, are going to be base payments. So payments 10, 11, and 12 are going to be base payments, other than probably payment number 12, which will be when I get my tax rebate back, whenever that may be. I don't know, payment 11, payment 12. I'm going to file them as soon as I can. One of my followers, thank you very much, I appreciate it, advised me, why wait till April? You're going to get that money back. The sooner you do it, the sooner you do it. So with that, the sooner I file my taxes, the sooner I get back. If I can file my taxes, I probably don't get, it doesn't seem like I get my forms until the first week of February usually. So if I get all my forms and I get them turned into my accountant, and the sooner I get that done, so that could be on payment number 11 that I get that back, and then I'll chunk down that money. If it's $6,000, it's $6,000. If it's $6,500, it's $6,500. I'm not sure what my tax liability is going to be this year. But the January, February, and March payments 10, 11, and 12 are going to be base payments other than the tax credit. And my ballpark thrown out figure then is by March, when I make my March payment, or April payment, number 12, I will have somewhere around $7,500 I owe on the car. Something like that. So at a year, I will still owe $7,500. So then that makes me think, come April, May, June, July, come summertime, if I can start Ubering again, we'll have longer days. By then we'll get into spring, better weather. I also don't like to wear 3 layers of clothes. I am spoiled. Okay, I'm not going to sit out here and say anything like, I don't like winter. I don't like cold weather. I don't like having sinus infections. So if I don't have to wear big heavy boots and I don't have to wear 3 layers of clothes, winter cap, and it's not dark outside, that's where I really enjoyed this last summer. You know, April, starting in April, I think I started Ubering. Had a great time. And that was very enjoyable to do the Uber throughout the summer. And that made me think, okay, if I tack on an extra 1,000 all throughout the summer, basically by next fall, 6 months, May, June, July, August, September, October. Somewhere between September and October of next year, the car will be paid off. So it will have taken me a year and a half. And I was going to tell you, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in some of these videos. When I got the interest rate, it's a 5.5 year loan. It's a 66-month loan. So I know I've already cut whatever. I mean, I've already got it cut in half. So we're getting there. It's just taking time. So with that, let me finish up. I know I rambled about some certain things, but I was making excuses for things that I just got lazy. And you know what? As a retiree, I do. But every time I get lazy, I turn around and I look at the interest I paid, and then the more interest that I paid, and the more interest that I paid. And that is frustrating. So when I'm done, if I had to guess, I'm probably in the ballpark. I'm going to probably pay $1,200 interest on this car out of my pocket. That's $1,200 that I just threw in the furnace, threw in the fireplace, gone. That's what interest does. My fault. You know, I started out thinking I was going to get, when I ordered my car, at 1.9% interest. It ended up being 4.99 when it came in. And again, I'm repeating myself from earlier videos, but that becomes $33 to $35 a month more on interest because of that 9-month time frame from ordering my car to inflation through the roof and the new interest rates. That's all on me. So that almost $800 now that I've thrown in the fireplace and wasted will be probably $1,200. Is my guess. We'll find out. We'll get to the bottom numbers. We'll get it all done. I just want you to know now, I have come to accept that I'm not going to get my car paid off in a year. Okay? All right. Thank you for all the comments. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to list them below. Thanks, guys. Be safe. And again, Happy New Year.